The first of the funerals was in Newton Ards of 23-year-old Private Stephen Smart. Described as a boy soldier, he'd enlisted in the British Army at 16 and served in Germany before coming home to join the UDR. At the church service, his parents, sister and fiancé were joined by the regiment's commanding officer, Brigadier Charles Ritchie, along with the local MP John Taylor and other leading unionist politicians. The moderator of the Presbyterian Church, Dr. James Matthews, condemned the IRA and their supporters, saying that those who in the privacy of the ballot box put their ex opposite murder were in God's sight equally guilty of it. The second of the day's funerals was of 28-year-old Private John Birch, a married man with 2 young sons, who is buried in Ballywalter. There, the Church of Ireland Bishop of Down and Dromore, Dr. Gordon McMullen, said the week's events had once again shown the burden of suffering and sacrifice borne by the security forces.
On a roadside near Downpatrick, people stopped to pay their respects at the scene of the violent deaths of 4 men, all aged under 30. The victims' relatives had visited here earlier for a few personal moments. They left behind some of their thoughts. Private John Birch would have been 29 today. From his 2 sons, a birthday card for their daddy. His widow Angela is expecting their 3rd child in the summer. From Lance Corporal John Bradley's widow Lauren, these sentiments. Dearest Brad, you are the light of my life. Don't worry, that light will never fade. Messages too for Private Stephen Smart and Michael Adams. Both were 23 and engaged to be married. Later, in Downpatrick, a memorial service for the UDR soldiers. Most hadn't known the 4 men, but they came to pay tribute to them. They had all come to remember, said Pastor Robin Fairbairn, not only the most recent, but all victims of paramilitary violence.
After this service today, we can go home and start to live lives in a sense of normality. But in so doing, let us never forget that throughout our province, many hundreds of homes and lives will never be normal again.